Warning, this review contains spoilers from Jurassic World. If you have not seen the movie yet, click out of this video. So, the movie that I've been anticipating for, what was it? The first trailer was released in November. So, yeah, the movie I've been anticipating since November has finally arrived. It's finally been released, and naturally, I went to go see it opening weekend. Now, before we start, I just want to say that when I saw the very first trailer, I got three basic reactions from it. There was one thing I was looking forward to, one thing that I was kind of on the fence about, and then one thing that I was actually kind of dreading. And well, the one thing I was looking forward to was seeing the park open. I saw all the rides, all the attractions in the trailer, and I thought, this is the thing that is sure to be great. Even if the rest of the movie is crap, this will at least be worth it. This is going to be great. It's the one thing that I thought that no matter what, it was going to be great. And then, what I was kind of on the fence about was, the hybrid dinosaur, the Indominus Rex. Yeah, at first, I figured, hybrid dinosaur, I thought the idea was kind of dumb. I thought it was kind of stupid, hybrid dinosaurs, so this is what it's all come to? But then, I heard some, I've heard about, the context in which the hybrid appears, the park is open for 20 years, people are starting, to get bored of the dinosaurs they already have, so then they decide to, create this new dinosaur in order to spark visitor interest again. And, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a brilliant idea to, have people bored of the dinosaurs so they create this entirely new dinosaur. When I heard the context, when I heard the idea behind it, suddenly it didn't seem so stupid anymore. It seemed like a great idea after that. Although I was still skeptical about it. So I figured, I'll reserve my judgment for when I see it. Half and half, on the fence basically. And then my third expectation, which was the trained raptors, that was the one thing that I was kind of dreading. Because it could either be one of two things, entirely overblown to the point of it being nauseatingly ridiculous, or they could, let's say, they could, play with the idea of, training raptors. They're not really trained so much as they just, trust the main character, which is, Chris Pratt's character. So it could have went either way. It could have either been so ridiculous that it ruins the movie, or it could have turned out to be, pretty awesome. So now that the movie's been released, now that I have seen it in its entirety, so how do these three expectations stack up? Well, the park being open, it was great. It was just as great as I thought it'd be. I mean, the park was absolutely stunning. It had all the, the buildings for the merchandise, it had hotels, and the attractions were pretty great too. There's this, the gentle giants petting zoo where, kids could, play, pet the baby dinos and shit. They even had, saddles on the baby triceratops so the kids could ride them, which I actually think was kind of cruel. But anyway, the attractions were great. There was a lot of attention to detail, and yeah, the park was great. Everything about the opening 10 minutes with the park was absolutely brilliant. And the hybrid dinosaur actually also turned out to be great. It had a pretty cool design, and it was actually a pretty great villain for the whole run of the movie. And yeah, it was a cool dinosaur, And it was actually pretty intimidating. Like, every time, you know, it was on screen, like, yeah, I was at the edge of my seat. So the hybrid dinosaur was great, and then the third thing, the Velociraptor, you know, the raptor training, even that turned out to be great. You know what, the thing that made it work was that it wasn't overblown. Like, it didn't do what I thought it was gonna do and, like, overblow it to the point of being ridiculous. It doesn't overblow it. Like, it doesn't literally have, like, you know, like, the Velociraptors, like, jumping through hoops or like, you know, stupid shit like that. It's like, I didn't think they were gonna do that, but, you know, you get what I mean, right? And actually, there's this one scene, from the trailer where he's like, hey, you know, he holds his hands up to try and get them to stop, in the movie, like, you think that he's, in the trailer, it looks like he's literally, you know, training them to do something, but in the movie, he's actually trying to stop them, you know, distract them, so that it doesn't eat this guy who falls into their pen. And then Chris Pratt's character just, you know, he, like, rolls away and they actually try to friggin' bite him. So yeah, they're really not trained. They're just, you know, respond to the most basic of hand signals, and they would still turn on Chris Pratt's character if he even made a sudden move. And actually, one thing that I never even expected, like one thing that I never would have thought possible going into this movie is that of all the characters that are in the movie, and actually, you know what, yeah, the characters are actually pretty good too. Like, Chris Pratt's character is, well, you know, it's Chris Pratt, so he's great as ever, and his character is pretty cool. So yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard was great too, and actually, the kids were great too. Surprisingly. But anyway, like, the best characters in the whole movie are the Velociraptors. The Velociraptors were, like, they were great. Like I never, for the life of me, thought I would ever, like, feel sorry for Velociraptors in a Jurassic Park movie, but the Velociraptors were, like, one of the best things about the whole movie, because the movie actually made me care about them. And I honestly can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, like, the Velociraptors were the best freaking characters in the whole movie, especially, like, the main one, like, that was called, it was called Blue. So yeah, I thought the characters were great, the Velociraptors were awesome, the park being open was as great as I thought it'd be, the new hybrid dinosaur was a great, intimidating villain, and the one thing that I was dreading turned out to be pretty great in the end. But then, of course, let's talk about the best part of the movie, which I'm sure everyone could agree with. Like, the climax. Like, holy shit. Like, the climax was something else. You know, I said earlier that I thought that the park being open was gonna be the best part about the movie, and it would have been if it wasn't for the climax. So, at the end of the movie, like, the Velociraptors, after they turned on Owen at the middle... Oh, wait, did I mention that? Oh, yeah, like, because, like, in the middle of the movie, like, it turns out that the Indominus Rex is also part raptor, and then the raptors, you know, choose it as its new alpha, so then they turn on Owen. But anyway, so after the Velociraptors turned on Owen, like, they're in the middle of the park, and then, like, the raptors got them surrounded, the Indominus Rex comes, but then the Velociraptors then, like, look at Owen, remember who their true alpha is, turn on the Indominus Rex, and just as the Indominus Rex, like, kills, like, all but one of them, and, like, the one kid is like, we need more teeth, and then they release the fucking T-Rex, and it's a T-Rex from like, the first movie, and then, like, the T-Rex just comes out of its enclosure in this big build-up scene, and then it crashes through the skeleton of a Spinosaurus, which is a great fuck you to the Jurassic Park 3 scene. You know, I actually kind of like Jurassic Park 3. But yeah, like the T-Rex just busts through that fucking, like, Spinosaurus skeleton, gives out its, like, trademark roar, and then it has this amazing fight with the Indominus Rex, and God, it's such a great scene, especially when the last Velociraptor, Blue, jumps in to, like, help the T-Rex take down the Indominus Rex. And then, as if the scene couldn't possibly get any better, the Mosasaurus just chomps down on the friggin' I-Rex's neck and just pulls it into the water. And then the T-Rex and Blue just go their separate ways, and in another great scene that shows the bond between the Raptors and Owen, like, they look at each other and then Blue just goes her own separate way. And then the most perfect possible ending for the movie. They manage to sneak in one last money shot with the T-Rex as it overlooks the now abandoned park and just gives off its trademark roar. You know, I've heard a lot of people that there's a lot of mixed opinions about the movie, and I guess I could see why. It's kind of, a B movie sprinkled with some clever scenes and commentary, but I personally thought that it was awesome. But before I end this video, I'm just going to ask the million-dollar question that I think truly matters. Did it feel like a Jurassic Park movie? You know what? It did. It really did. If you agree or disagree with this video, be sure to discuss in the comments section, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also be sure to check out my blog at The Critical Canucks at blogspot.ca, and also be sure to follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook, all that jazz. Links to all those are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be seeing you next time. Peace out, everybody.